Right then. So, we now move into the first guest interview on the Carbon Music Show. I'd like to give you a nice warm welcome, Stuart, Mr. SPMC.
Thanks for having me, man.
How you doing, mate? You alright?
Yeah, all good, man. All good. No, it's nice to be here. And my first time up at SWU. Been following, the movements. And yeah, it's nice to finally put a place to a name and see what it's all about.
It's the place to be. You know what I mean? Everyone's up here. You're up here now.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So what we did earlier in the week was basically just put out on Instagram to get some questions from the people. Them.
Yep.
And I mean, as you can imagine, there was a lot of stuff we ain't gonna use.
Yeah.
But we've got some good ones, so we'll just get straight into it, I reckon. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, so the first one, I mean, I haven't written down anybody's names who've asked the questions, but
hopefully they're locked in.
Yeah, if you're locked in or listening back, then you know it's your one, so respect to
Yeah.
you, innit? Okay, so the first question someone wants to know is, how did you come up with your name?
Well, that's an easy one. It's just my initials. So, yeah, SP, Stuart Proctor.
So there we go.
But it was really like, to elaborate, it was just because at the time I was, mucking around with what would you call more elaborate names.
Like
and
what?
we're not going to get into that. We're not going to get into that. I mean, you had old DJ names as well, so if you want to go there.
We're not going tit for
exactly.
tat. No.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I was messing around with some more elaborate ones, and I just thought, keep it simple, because you probably regret the elaborate one down the road.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I did. And also, GQ was my inspiration, really, my main inspiration, listening to jungle MCs at that time. So I thought, you know what, I'll just keep it simple like that and just do a little initials one.
If I recall, I mean, I might be incorrect, but maybe you can clear it up. So, was it SPMC or MCSP? Because
MCSP originally.
That was it.
Then I flipped it round.
So SPMC. Because not a lot of people were having the initials or the name before the MC bit, right?
Yeah, I think Stamina probably was the original.
Stamina MC.
Stamina MC.
Okay. So now it's a thing that everyone's doing.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's more common, I guess. Yeah. But I'm not going to pretend like I invented that.
No.
I had that off Stamina.
I'm not going to air you out to dry and say that you lay claim to it. But how long ago do you think that was that you did that?
What? That was early on. I think our early mixtapes, I might have been MCSP, but then by the time I was on actual any flyers, I think I was always SPMC.
Okay.
Yeah, right. I was by the time that the MC.
Dingwalls.
Yeah, Dingwalls,
yeah.
Which was 2001, 2002. I was already SPMC, I think.
Okay. All right. So, Stuart Proctor.
in the
house.
Place to be.
You know what I mean? Okay, cool. Right, so that's answered that one up. Thank you, Stu. There's another question here. It says, what is your favourite venue in Bristol?
Ooh. I'd say on a larger scale, it would have to be Trinity Centre.
Okay.
Just in, straight, just thinking like, right, okay, what are some of the sickest dances I've done in Bristol? Trinity, because you can bring your own sound in there.
Yeah.
And on a more intimate one, I quite like Love In, like the Gutter Funk sessions at Love In was always a little bit more just kind of laid back and fun. And also Loco Club I like as well, because that's another one where you can bring your own sound in.
That's the one down by the train station, right?
Yeah. And the sounds, like, it's on you to bring the sound in, and people that normally bring their own sound in know what they're on about.
Well, we did that a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, with Kenzo.
You and Jay Kenzo. Shout out to Jay Kenzo.
Yeah, and that sound system was licking.
The bass was heavy in there, right?
Yeah, it was decent.
It was a bit too much at some points.
Yeah.
The laser fell over behind me.
Yeah, that's the problem with those real big sound systems. Things start falling on your head.
Yeah. I see what you did there. Very good. Very good. He's just referring to an incident that happened to me earlier on in the day. He's a smart cookie as RSP. Okay, right. Okay, cool. So you say Trinity, Lovin', and Loco.
Yeah, like obviously, shouts to Motion as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, like off the top of the head, if I had to pick one, Trinity.
Okay. All right. Next question. Do you have any plans to release some 170 BPM music on your label, Declassified? Shout out to you on launching your label, Declassified, by the way.
Yeah, nice one.
Nicely done, sir.
Yeah, well, I had to do something in lockdown, didn't I?
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I do actually. But at the moment, my main focus in lockdown, I was on this kind of like, what would you call it, garagey hybrid kind of, hybrid garage I'd call it.
So that's how you would describe, if someone said to you, in a nutshell,
it's garage really, but I would like to think that I've brought a little bit of an angle to it, because I'm trying to, I'm actively trying to not just write garage that sounds like old garage from the late 90s or early 2000s. I'm trying to bring my influences in from drum and bass, obviously, and dubstep, which I've been involved in as well. So, I mean, I think you can hear that. Actually, like, not every tune, but yes, I mean, the first 12, definitely. I think we're going to play a couple bits off the second 12.
Yeah, so is that a little dub plate flex we've got going, or is it always
well, it's
out already?
Yeah, it's no these
exclusives. Is that what we
got? Yeah, I think it's like a few DJs have played them on radio, but in terms of hearing it from start to end, like, you're gonna have to get some drops on these. They're not coming out till next month.
He's all over it. He'll be all over it. Okay.
Big up, Joe.
So, will you be releasing any 170 on
the
label?
Yes, I will. And like, as you know, I've got a few bits and bobs, like, and there's more on the way as well. But I've just, at the moment, I'm just feeling doing what I'm doing, and I'm going to do some more 140 definitely on the label as well. There'll probably be some 140 before the 170. But yeah, I don't want it to be just a garage label, or
is it just you?
It's just going to be
just
me.
Your productions.
Yeah, and then the collabs can go on other labels.
Okay,
that's the plan.
That's cool.
And then I haven't got to do any accounting. It's just all for me, isn't it?
So you just keep the bag.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, all right, cool. Well, that's a couple of questions answered. So what I think we should do now is segue into hearing your influences, which is what you just said about the drawing from the old garage.
Yeah,
the dubsteppy stuff, the kind of drum and bass.
Well, yeah. So this one, I think, if you play the A side first, this is going to be the A side on the second release. It's called Love Hurts, but there's definitely a bit of Marcus in this tune. If you think of the old early Marcus and ST
Solar stuff,
Solar, and even the stuff that they did before on Metalheads and that. There's a bit. You'll hear a little bit if you know the subtleties of those kind of old early Mist productions on this one a little bit, definitely.
Okay. Well,
so yeah, it's Love Hurts.
We'll go and run tune and then come back to a few more questions.
Yeah, all good.
So do you want to intro it?
Yeah, so this will be Declassified 2, the A side, Love Hurts, SPMC on Producky.
Wicked. So what was that one called again?
Love Hurts.
Love Hurts, and that's going to be this Declassified number 2.
Number 2, yeah. That's the A side.
Nice.
And the release date, a little bit of exclusive information.
Come on then, come with it.
October the 15th.
There we go, people. You heard it here first.
6 weeks.
Okay, so
start saving up your fucking 50p's, lads.
You need quite a few 50p's to purchase this kind of material, I imagine.
Exactly.
Okay, right. So let's get back into the questions, and we'll come back to another tune after a couple more questions.
Yeah. All right.
Right. Okay. So another question we have that come in from the people out there was, who are some of your favourite Bristol dons, old and new?
Ooh. Well, obviously there's the obvious old ones, which were big influences on you as well. I know, like the Full Cycle guys. So got to big up Ronnie, Crust, Die, Suv, Dynamite, Bill Riley, all of that.
Yeah.
Jakes. Yeah, obviously Jakes as well. Remember him hosting some of those Full Cycle parties at the end on
Roughneck Tings as
well.
Roughneck.
Yeah, I didn't really go to many of the Roughneck Tings. I saw Jake's more at those old Full Cycle ones at the end. But right, let me think of some other. Obviously Smith and Mighty as well. I didn't listen to Smith and Mighty back in the day. I kind of got into them through the dubstep scene later on, and then had to go and check the back catalogue. So yeah, Rob Smith, especially RSD.
Is he Bristol, that RSD?
Yeah. He, like, if you speak to Di about, like
he
Smith,
did that 140. What's the one where the bass line goes up?
Oh yeah, Kingfisher.
Yeah.
Bad tune.
Yeah.
And Pretty Bright Light as well, another bad tune. I mean, there's lots of influences. Portishead, I mean, you could class that as Bristol, really, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Obviously.
What about new people?
Yeah, new people.
It's
I tell you what. Who instantly springs to mind is Gardner. So I don't know if you know.
No offense, but I've never heard of this.
Yeah, so Gardner's MC who's like
okay,
like kind of come from kind of like, I know he works with like Mungo's Hi-Fi. He's more from the dub background, but I mean he's a wicked MC and he can MC on anything. And I was like, having seen him MC live a couple of times and heard him on a couple of tunes, I've been really impressed. And I got to meet him down at the High Rise Hub as well. Seems like a really cool guy, so I've got to shout out Gardner, definitely. I'm trying to think of some other Bristol peeps off the some of the dubstep guys, Sepia, obviously. And I would say I wouldn't call these guys new guys, but I guess they're probably, what would you say, in between, like Khan and Neek.
Okay.
They've made some amazing tunes as well. Yeah, but I mean, a lot of love for Bristol, really. I could go on if I sat down. If you'd given me 5 minutes to think about it.
I should have told you that one before.
Yeah, but I mean, obviously, you know, Bristol. To be honest as well, like, this is a great opportunity for me to for all the Bristolians listening. I feel like I play in Bristol more than anywhere in the UK.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, and that's not just a recent thing. I mean, I honestly play in Bristol more than I do in London.
Well, I mean, it's popping like it is in London, isn't it? I mean, because the amount of parties that they have in Bristol.
I felt like Bristol's always had my back though.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a good opportunity for me to say.
What is it, the M4 journey? You've
oh my God, I know. Yeah, I know old Tina at Junction 40.
You pull into Costa, she's like, right, Stuart.
Yeah, morning SP. Same again, right, Beaner and yeah, no, it's love. No, yeah, so big up all the Bristol crew, man. Thanks for having me. Yeah, and long may it continue. I always enjoy coming down here, man.
Okay, on to the next question then. It's a bit more of a wider general question, I guess, following on from that. It's like, how do you feel about the scene in general at the moment?
Drum and bass, are we talking? Yeah, I guess, yeah. Well, it's mad, isn't it? I mean, if, like, I was just like looking at, you know, like when you kind of go on Instagram as well, I guess it's probably even more like a little bit, what's the word, like exaggerated at the moment because everyone's been locked in their yards for over a year.
It, yeah, I mean,
like it's just popping, isn't it? Everywhere, and every dance
everywhere's selling out.
Everywhere seems to be full. I mean, like I said, I reckon it's slightly distorted at the moment because of the recent, or not even recent.
Everyone's just glad to be back out again.
Yeah,
I think.
But I mean, no, it's good, and I mean, it sounds cliched, but it is strong at the moment, and not just the more mainstream commercial side of drum and bass. I feel like, I mean, I was speaking to GQ on the phone the other day, and he was just saying how he was like, I've been doing these sets, I've been doing those sets, you know, covering the different kind of styles, and he was like, it's just as strong. I mean, you did Metalheads at XOY, didn't you, the other
Friday,
week?
Yeah.
Which you would have to say is representing the, you know, the more kind of underground side of drum and bass.
That was amazing. But also we did Bristol the other week. That was sold out. Me, you, Joe Kenza, and then we did Exit. Me, Breakage, and you played together.
And Skeptical, Tasha,
and Workforce.
Yeah, like that. And repping the more what was
underground beats,
real underground beats all night long. I did not hear anything even slightly cheesy.
No one got red carded. No yellow cards come out.
No, exactly.
Everyone was representing.
Yeah, and I mean, it just seems to be like very strong at the moment. Great to see.
Good.
And hopefully we can like keep it moving. You know what I mean?
Okay, so I'll ask you one more question, and we'll play the other side of your next release, if that's cool.
Yeah, all good.
Okay, so this one isn't actually from me, but I quite like the question. Someone asked, "What's your favourite Jubei tune?"
Oh, that's a good one. I didn't see that on the. He showed me a couple of questions, but I didn't see that one.
And I didn't make it up. Someone actually did ask that question.
That's a good one.
Well, like recent.
Like any of them. No, recent is the. What's the A side of the Exit 12 called? Cold Heart. That's one. I reckon my favourite recent, along with the one you did with Darren, Show Me, is the recent. And now if we're going to go back, I really always like the remix you done for Skeptical on Ingredients.
Cold one.
Roughage 11.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Now I'm thinking of the real early days as well. Like, trying to think. Yeah, let's leave it there. So what we say: Cold Heart, Roughage 11.
Show Me. Cold One remix.
Yeah.
Yeah. All
decent
right.
selection.
I'm happy with that. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Right. Let's fling on the next tune. Do you want to intro the tune? I'll get it ready.
Yeah, all right. So this will be the B-side to the second release, and the tune is entitled Glide Path. Now this one's kind of, for those who remember the 12 I did on Century, the B-side of that was what's that called, Slugfest, which was really me kind of nodding my head to Ed Rush and Optical and the old Virus sound, Wormhole, and this one's definitely got a bit of that in there. And a bit of a kind of old school kind of break quarantine-y B-line as well, I think. So yeah, I text Break and was like, this one's definitely a bit of you, innit? And he was like, oh yeah, I see ya. Yeah, so this one's Glide Path.
Swoop.
Okay, so this one, Glide Path, you can definitely hear the funk influences from like Ed Rush, Optical, Fierce, Break.
I mean, that's my background, isn't it?
Yeah,
so
bad. Rolling.
Yeah, nice one.
So this is Declassified
2. And I just got the TPs for number 3.
So he's on a roll now. Can't stop the kid. He's off. He's off now.
Yeah, but now we're back to the normal weekend grind, and it'll all slow down and grind to a halt, won't it?
Yeah, we just need another lockdown to come in it to get the next 3.
Yeah.
Okay, wicked. Right, well, thanks for letting us air these tunes out on an exclusive one. I appreciate it. We've got a couple more questions to wrap up, then we're going to go into the mix. Just roll it out. So, next question is, I don't really know the best way to say it. So, the best Sun and Bass sets or memories?
That's a tough one.
There's a lot of years spent in them trenches.
There's a lot. I mean, the one that instantly springs. I mean, obviously, like, there's been so many good ones. There's been some really good exit sessions, isn't there? I mean, you've been part of that. So yeah, big up D Bridge and Will. Yeah, there's been some great sets. The exit ones definitely. I've had some killer sets with you, with Darren, obviously, with Skeppy. There was also one where DRS couldn't make it. I think that was 2011. So I got the super sub called to do Calibre, didn't I? That got recorded, right? And it went out online. I remember that one. And then that was the one that probably that was the year that I won Best MC. That was 2011.
Wow.
That was the year that I ended up winning Best MC at the awards.
Did you?
And that was blatantly because of that Sun and Bass set.
Yeah.
Got uploaded about 2 months before and it's still to this day. That's probably the set that people come up to me and say, "Oh mate, that set you did with Calibre." So that was like, I knew I had to be on my A game. Because the Calibre set at Sun and Bass is like some kind of like weird like culty experience, isn't it? Where people come from all around the world.
It's
and
a locked door, isn't it? That people don't often get on a Calibre set and MC anyway.
Yeah, and there was a few other MCs standing around trying to get the
hovering,
mic with me, and I was just like, "No, it's not happening." Like Del said, I'm doing it, and that's what's happening.
Yeah.
But so that's another one. I mean, that the exit nights, obviously, and the one with Calibre, they're the ones that stand out.
Okay, wicked. So next question would be, which labels are your favourite in both genres, 140, 170, and obviously why? I mean, that's another wide open question.
Well, obviously, like,
what declassifies your favourite?
With that tune just playing, you've got to big up Virus, and I know you're the same. Like, obviously, it's not as prolific as it was, but just for the influence they had, still to this day. If you think like the
it
kind
moulded a lot of things.
That's the original bloodline of that sound, isn't it? Yeah. So you've got to big up Ed Rush Optical again. Obviously, there's like the foundation labels, isn't there? Like Reinforced, Metalheads, V Records, V drum and bass. Yeah, that I'd be that. If I actually probably laid it all out and just thought of the tunes. If you start adding up the tunes that were on V,
and the artist is so varied. It's not like because Goldie was on there. Obviously, Ronnie, Die Crust.
Yeah,
I mean, that's on there. Ray Keith.
This is me thinking more of, you know, when I was young, before I was an MC even. But then like in more...
Because they did big dances as well. They did the opening night of Fabric, didn't they? So they were not just putting out the music, they were contributing in big event. The Bagleys, they did stuff at Bagleys.
Well, that was around the time that we met, isn't it? That I remember you went to that opening night of Fabric.
Yeah, that's right.
You went with Will and that, and I went with Adam from Essex, isn't it?
That's right, yeah.
And we met in there, just totally randomly. And I think you guys skipped the queue, and we sat in it for about 3 hours like idiots.
Not because we knew anyone.
No, you just jumped it. Yeah, not because you had guest list.
No, not at all.
I mean, I with labels, I mean, we could go on and on. More trying to think, like obviously Solar as well.
Yeah.
Just like Solar was an inspiration to me setting up this label in the sense of the artwork and just wanting to kind of start off with, you know, a look and just roll out some singles, because I remember that's what they did. And I know the music on mine won't be as good as the opening releases on. Do you remember like those first releases on Solar?
It's quite similar in the sense if it was like brown reverse board sleeve.
Yeah, so that's
strong branding.
That's another one. Quarantine is another one of my favourite labels growing up. Obviously we've got to shout out the guys, Exit Records. Too many killer cuts on that one. I mean, it goes on and on. In dubstep, I've got to shout out the Temper Crew, obviously, not just for my involvement, but I mean massively influential tunes. LB, Horsepower had a big influence on me. Yeah, I mean I could go on and on, but yeah, they're some of the main ones. Deep Medi, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many good labels, but yeah, I mean they're the main ones that spring to mind.
Okay, well I think we wrapped that up. There's plenty there.
Yeah, I think we've had enough waffling from us, haven't they?
So, well, enough from me. You got to waffle on for a little bit longer now.
No, that's not waffling. I'm switching it up now.
All right, okay. What we're going to do is going to go into just roll it out now to the end of the show for the next 53 minutes or whatever we got left of the show. But there is one more question for you, Stuart. That's what is tighter than 2 coats of paint?
Yeah. Well, I know a few people that the reference tight as 2 coats of paint, I think it's from my old man, referencing, you know, people that wouldn't put their hand in a pocket for a round. But you know, I could call a few names now, but we can't blaze them up on the radio. They know who they are. Shouts to all the tightest brambles. But also, I just want to remember before we go in the mix pool, I think it might be sold out or anything, but I'm going to be in Bristol on Sunday. Love Saves the Day with Skeppy. And I think we're playing before Hybrid Minds. So yeah, that's Sunday. I think we're playing like 8 till 9 or 9 till 10. So yeah, see you on Sunday, Briz.